Hello and welcome back to Tammy's Antique Vintage Dolls and More. And today I'm featuring again all of my dolls. And this is Tiny Tears from the I say early 60s in there, a 1960-ish doll. Though Tiny Tears did come out years before that. This is a later version. There are even more later versions still that came out after this one. But this is the molded hair one. I would say the late 50s, 60s this doll is. Now, what I did to her yesterday, I had taken some Goo Gone and went over her body, and because she was slightly sticky. Not bad, but not that you could feel. The dirt was really sticking to her. The dust was, and you could feel it. Now, with the Goo Gone on her and leaving her overnight just to absorb that was the best thing I could have done for her. Her body feels so much better now. You can, she feels just like a normal vinyl doll now. And what a difference it made. Even in the plastic of her head, it absorbed in. Even though she was very shiny yesterday, I just left her, went to work, came back home, and I couldn't believe how much the plastic actually absorbed the Goo Gone. So great stuff. I highly recommend it. You can even use this in the hair after you wash the hair. You can put this right into the hair and comb it out. It also, remember, old saran hair on these dolls is also a plastic product. So plastic is made from petroleum again. So you want to balance it with and use products that will complement the plastic, and that's what you're trying to go back to. Remember, shampoos and everything are great, yes, but they're made for human hair, not for plastic hair.
And we are not being paid to endorse Goo Gone.
No, not at all. But we are. What I'm trying to say is that this is a petroleum product, so petroleum on petroleum, enhances it. So that's what I'm trying to get across to you here, and to convey that you want to equal it out and enhance your doll and give it what it really needs. Shampoos will, even Dawn dish soap will clean the doll. If the hair's really mucked up and dirty, yes, I have used Dawn dish soap just to get the dirt out. That's what you want to do. You want to get the old, the oils off of the human oil off the doll's hair, from little hands touching the hair and combing it. Those oils are transferred onto the doll's hair. The dirt then sticks to that oil that the child put on unknowingly. We do that to the dolls as we play with them. And so you want to remove those years of old dirt off the doll and old oils off the doll's hair. And so yes, that is more than reasonable to use a Dawn dish soap. You can use a Johnson & Johnson shampoo just to get it out, I guess, if that's what you want to use, just to clean the hair up. But you want to treat the hair again with something that's going to, equal it, and that is that's your Goo Gone. It's something that's a petroleum product to restore it, and that's what you're looking at. And it works. It works wonderful, and because it's receiving back what it needs, so what it's made of. So, and that's what I'm saying to you here. That's all I can say. I can't say it any better or any more than what I have, but the doll has improved greatly, and I'm pleased with how she's turned out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to dress her. So she was wearing this little diaper here, and it's called Puppy Alive. Not to her time period, but it works. So I'm going to take her and dress her. And there we go, and it works just fine. There we go. And then we're going to talk about something else here as well. Now this little outfit is just one of these ones that I get from the used store. I'm washing up her other outfit. This is kind of big, as you can see. It goes right up to her chest level, but it's going to work for now until I get her little dress cleaned up. And then we'll redress her back into her other dress. So we got to at least give her some clothes. She can't sit around being a nudie. Doesn't work. So, and not in this cold. Our weather's doing so much nicer today. We've got sunshine for the last, I think, 2-3 days. We're doing great. The snow is pretty much gone. Oh yeah, this is really huge on her, but it works. There we go. And to just kind of doctor her up a little bit more to make her look pretty cute here. I'm going to put a little bow on her head. Now these I just got from Walmart one day. I was out there. These are like little newborn headbands. That's what you got to look for. And they're just little tiny things like this. That's as big as they come. I mean, they're stretchable, of course, but you know you're fitting a newborn head with that. So that's what I try to look for. There she is, not in the cutest outfit, but it works for right now. Until I get her outfit washed up. But we got her dressed. Now let's go to the next thing. Okay, we're going to put her to the side here. Now somebody else, now this is just, well, I'll just leave her here as a conversation piece, okay? This came from Amy Luna. She says, how do you lay down old paint? Okay, the first thing that you want to do is take your doll, and I'm bringing out some alcohol here. First, you got to determine the paint. A lot of dolls were painted with oil. Composition dolls were first painted with oil. Now, what's happened over time, some of those dolls fell into the hands of great restorers back in the 1950s. And what happened is that they took those dolls and they repainted them. Now, I don't know if they also got a hold of maybe some old stock that, you know, they were going out of composition and they were going more into plastics, and these old stock dolls maybe that were never painted. Maybe that's what happened too, and they just painted them with the newest paint, which was acrylics. It came out in the early 50s. So what happened is those, either they took old dolls and restored them, or they found old stock that wasn't painted and they painted themselves. Whatever the case may be, these lovely composition dolls fell into the hands of this new paint called acrylic. So here's the problem. You first have to determine, what is your doll painted with? Is your doll painted with oil, or is your doll painted with acrylics? If it's acrylics, then what I'm going to tell you will not work on your doll. If it's painted with oil, this will work. So the best thing you can do is just take some alcohol and try to get, don't get low percentage of alcohol. I like to stay in the 90%, okay? You know, you can go to 80. I think there was one I saw 80 or something like that, but don't go down to 50 or anything of that sort.
Where does it say the percent?
Right there, 91%.
Okay.
Okay, so, and just take a little pad like this. You can buy these. These are just little makeup pads. You can get them at the buck store. And just put some on, and on the bottom of the heel of the foot, rub onto the doll's foot. And if you get transfer, you see paint on there, that's acrylic. Alcohol will not take off oil paint. Okay, it will take off acrylic. So if that's the case then, and you got transfer on there, well, I don't know how to lay down your paint because it's plastic. Acrylic is plastic. So the only thing I can tell you is that either you're going to have to restore your doll, chip that off and try to sand it down and paint, you know, try to come up with the same, close to the paint, same paint lot that it was made out of, like flesh tone, and try to come as close to that and paint that area up, or do a complete restoration on it. That's me. That's what I would be doing. I do a complete restoration if that's the case, if there's paint lifting. But if it's oil paint, then the next thing you can go to is linseed oil. And you can buy linseed oil at Michael's. You can buy it almost anywhere, type of thing. And so that's up to you. Like, you have to determine that yourself, what your doll is made of, what it was painted with, I mean, first. So you have to determine that first. First determine what kind of paint it was painted with. So when you determine that, you find out that it is oil paint, linseed oil, rub it over with a makeup. Just take one of these, tip the bottle upside down, like this, and just start rubbing it on. Now you might have to let it sit overnight. And what happens is the linseed oil will soak into the paint and then attach to the composition. Once again, it'll help the paint to attach to the composition. If it's not, then you're looking at a restoration of some sort or the other. Or you're going to have to live with it the way the paint's lifted. That's what you got to do. It's one or the other. You know, like, that's all the best I can tell you. Now, if somebody else out there knows more, sure, put it out there if you want, you know, to help out Amy Luna. And you can get a hold of her and tell her what you think, you know, if there's something more that she can do. That's the best I can offer you at this time. If there's somebody out there that has more that they want to, get a hold of her, tell her this is what I have done, or this is what I've seen done, or whatever, and it worked. But we want workable ideas out here that work. This does work. It does determine your doll, and then you know that doll was painted in the 1950s, because that's when acrylics came out. So just to let you know that, that's what you can do. Now, the next thing that I want to do here, I want to talk about. This is a doll that I bought back years ago. I bought it, this is my first doll I ever bought off of eBay. So we're going to take Tiny Tears away, just for right now. And we're going to bring her out. Here she is. She's a bigger doll. And so anyways, she is quite a big girl, about a 24-inch plastic doll. Now you can see she's had her hair cut and she's had some issues. She's got foggy eyes and everything. The only reason I bought her is that this is a doll that that I was figuring out how to use eBay. My daughter sat with me and she was telling me all about eBay, how I can buy dolls, and I had to put my credit card on there, and that scared me. Because my credit card always stayed in my wallet. I hovered over it. It was not something that I just used. And I heard all the fears of your card, how it could be misused by other people out there. So it kind of frightened me. But then she told me about PayPal and how you can put, how she signed me up for PayPal. And see, that's how the disease began on this very first doll. And I was going to get rid of her, but I thought, no, you know, in a restaurant when they make their first doll, they frame it. And they put it up on the wall. Well, this is my framed doll here. I've never done anything with her. I've just left her alone the way she is. I've never done a thing to her. I wanted to, but she's just a cheap little plastic baby. Because I paid $7 for her because I didn't know what to expect. And I forgot all about her, actually. I bought her off of eBay. Paid the $7 for her and some shipping for, I think it was 10 bucks to ship her to me. She's a very light little doll, not very heavy at all. But the only thing is that I was afraid about my credit card being out there, and if it didn't turn out right, I was never going to do it again. But about a week or so later, I received her in the mail, and I was totally pleased with that I got this doll. Not with the doll itself. I was upset because she had her hair cut, and I knew that when I bought her, that her hair was cut, and that she had some problems there, and she had foggy eyes and all that. But I was very pleased with the fact that this worked, and then it began. We got to get another doll. And another. And another. And another.
And it never ended.
Yes. Because the disease has spread. But oh well.
Even though I've been guilty of making a couple of eBay purchases myself. So I can't talk.
That's right. So anyways, what are we going to do with her today? Well, we're going to clean her up, and I'll probably dress her tomorrow. Because I'm going to do the same thing as what I did with my Tiny Tears. We're going to take her and just give her a nice cleaning up. And I was reading about somebody who was taking a hairdryer over the eyes again. I'm going to try this again with her. And that's as big as it's going to go. Boy, I got it on her. It's got to come off of her. Oh, there we go. This is a nice little vintage dress. Ooh, there we go. So we're just going to give her a nice wipe down first. I just like to go over, because she has been sitting and been ignored and not paid attention to. But she's a cute little doll. I thought what I would do with her is just use her for parts. But now that I think about it and I really look at her, I'm not going to do that with her. She's my first. She's the first one that I bought that was off of eBay that started my whole thing about me getting back into dolls again. And she's a cute little thing in her own way. I like her. And who is she made by? Let's see if there is a maker on her. Does she have anything on the back? Oh, she has a lot of writing on the back of her neck here. But I can't seem to make it out. Can you see all that there? No, there's writing.
Yeah, it's showing up on the camera. Just keep it still. And if anybody wants to pause on that and figure out what it says. Whoa, it's getting even better. I can get even closer.
Oh, yeah. Uneeda. A Uneeda doll. There we go. Now we know who she's made by.
Some kind of Roman numeral date on there, too.
So, there we go. So now we do know who she's made by. I never knew that. So, because I just bought her out of I said to my daughter, pick out the cheapest doll. Let's go to find the cheapest doll there is. Because like I said, I wasn't going to put out a whole lot of money on my credit card and find out that I lose the doll and I lose the money. Because I did not understand how it worked. Well, now that I do, now it began for me. So again, we're going to start off with our Goo Gone. And we're just going to rub over her face. Rub on her body. We just go up around. It doesn't matter if the hair gets it or not, because we're going to put it on her hair as well. I remember washing her hair and all this stuff. She's been sitting up on a nice, oh, that brought her eyes out. Look at that.
Oh yeah. Here,
Maybe
let
that's
me
all
zoom
she
in
needed was
on
some
that.
cleaning over that. You can see the color of her eyes.
Yeah.
See, so maybe it was just dirt over her eyes.
Or what about if you just paint over it with some high gloss clear paint?
No, well, that might, yeah. Act like a magnifier on it.
Just to like fill in all the microscopic scratches.
Yeah. Anyways,
that are in there.
that did bring out the color of her eyes better. See, she's been sitting, she's been down on the floor in a corner, just being ignored. She was up on a high shelf. I took her off the high shelf. Then I put her into a nice little corner way in the back. Nobody could see her because I just didn't really know what to do with her. I just knew that I wanted to keep her because she was my first doll that I bought off of eBay. So, and now to know that she's a Uneeda doll, that's kind of nifty too. So, and I bought her probably about 8-9 years ago. That's before, now I said I started getting into dolls when I was 50 years old, and that is true, I did. I just bought her on a whim with my daughter. She was sitting beside me. She was still home at the time, and she sat beside me while I did this, and I was just really scared of the whole idea because, again, not knowing. See, she's got a boo-boo on her leg there. Something's on her there. Oh, it's just dirt. And that just came all off. Look at that. A little bit of goo gone, and I'll tell you, that just came right off of her. So see, there's a lot of stuff that gets on these dolls, and she was just sitting. Maybe I never did clean her. Maybe that was just it. Maybe I just dressed her and put her in a corner. I can't remember what I did when I first got her. Oh, there's more on her down here. So you can see, she just needs somebody just to give her some attention here. And this is what you do. You just sit and you just clean up your dolls. And you want to return some oil back into her, because that's what she's made of. It looks like she's got some staining on her leg here. Oh yeah, this is all coming off in its own way. It is, so you can see it on the rag, it's coming off. So, you know, she is dirty. So this stuff is coming off. So we'll grab a couple more here. But anyways, this is, I'm not going to keep going on here. I'll just do this privately now that you get the idea. But again, just put this on your doll and just let her sit. You can put it on her hair as well, and you know, treat her hair, because this is that old saran hair. And I think she's from more like the 70s here, this doll is. And I don't know about the 60s, but she's probably more the 70s or something like that. And I don't know, I got to see what that age says on the back of her there. She could be even later than that. But anyways, we can see her eyes cleared right up once I did that, so she doesn't have any fogginess. They were just plain good old dirty eyes. Look at that.
Yeah, but as soon as they dry out, they start to fog
Oh,
up
do
again.
they?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I went over them again. But we'll see. We'll see what happens to them. Maybe that oil will help out on top of them. But anyhow, I just thought I'd show her to you. I hope you like this, and we'll come back and we'll get her dressed, and maybe I'll have, we'll do Tiny Tier, get her clothes back on her too, and we'll do two of my dolls getting dressed here. One of the ones I'm going to be doing next too is I'm going to show all my Gerber dolls again. This is going to be for Melinda's babies, I think too. She just got a doll in, and she was saying that it's a 1960 Gerber baby, and I just want to tell her that I'm going to show you all my Gerber babies and the years that they were made in, the ones that I have. And you can see what a 1960 Gerber baby looks like. And the Gerber doll that you got, she's very lovely, but I think she's more 1980s when the rotating eyes, the flirty eyes came out on those dolls. And I think the late 70s, early 80s, those dolls came out in. And so anyways, because I was married, we were married in 82. And I already had those dolls. So they came out late 70s, early 80s. So we'll come back to that again. But I think those are going to be some of my next dolls I'm going to show as my Gerber dolls. But I hope you like this. I hope this helped a lot of you out. And nice little Uneeda baby here. And we're going to get her cleaned up. And we're going to get her back up on the shelf and start bringing her out more often. Even with her cut hair. We'll get that looked after. I'm going to play with her hair tonight and get it looking good. So have a great day there.
And if anybody out there has any ideas on how to make these eyes look nice and clear again, let us know in the comments.
Well, I know one is using the hair dryer thing is one of them. But anyways, we'll watch and see what happens to her eyes today. So anyways,
Whoa, you almost sent the whole world filtering out of water.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.